What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Friday. Let me know if you can hear me. I want to make sure that audio is working before I get too into this. Looks like we got people already piling in, which is great. Good to see all you guys today. We're going to have a great session today. And I think we're going to talk about doing some networking, which we all got to do now, right? With all the stuff that's going on in the world. Put your comments, suggestions, questions, all that good stuff in that chat box right there. Today, I'm going to be giving you free training. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down there and ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified every single time I go live or I upload a video. He says it is loud and clear, hazy and 74 in Savannah. All right, let's check San Diego, James. Let's see what's going on here. It looks like it's 58 now. However, it's going to be up to 76. 76 is okay, right? 76 is a good temperature. So we're going to be good there. Today is Friday, guys. It's the end of the, I guess, the average person's work week. Mine doesn't end. I was talking to somebody yesterday. It was really funny. And they are retired, and they're barely getting by. They're trying to squeeze every penny. We talked about, them traveling. They couldn't travel. They didn't have any money. And they said something about how I was doing. I said, well, I'm working. I work like 7 days a week. And this female said, oh my God, I would never do that. And she says, I would never do that. Never do that. And she's retired and barely has enough money to live on. So what is the worst thing? What's worse than that? Not working, only working 5 days a week, which most people do, or working a little bit more. And when you retire, you have plenty of money and you can enjoy yourself. So she picked the first of those two choices, just working 5 days a week. Hey, if you're happy with that, if you're happy with working 5 days a week, you don't want to work evenings, you don't want to work weekends, and you don't mind getting by on half the income you had as the time you worked, then I guess enjoy yourself. You won. Makes sense to me. Looking forward to getting back to events again. Yeah, I am too, Paul. And matter of fact, today we're going to kind of talk about networking online. That doesn't mean you can't ask any questions you want about making money online, starting, running, growing online businesses. But I did want to kind of talk about networking. And the reason I wanted to talk about it is because I think a lot of people have to do it now and they don't know how to do it. And that's kind of scary for some people. Let's see, some people would rather bitch. Yes, they would rather bitch. And that's exactly what this person did. And I'm not even going to say that this person's a relative, but that's all she does. Complain, complain, complain. And, I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy life. I want to get what's out there. I want to have a lot of stuff going on. And I want to talk today about networking, guys. Oh my God, it's so cool. It's so cool that we can do this. And we've been so used to networking, one-on-one. God, I used to go to these networking events. And I don't know if you've ever been to one, but people have the laziest, most ridiculous canned lines. They always come up to you and go, well, what do you do? And what can I help you with? And they don't want to help you. They're just trying to say the line that everybody tells them to say. It's just kind of funny. But today what I want to do is talk about all these things you can do to start, run, and grow your online business through networking. And these are things that, are really simple to do, but some of us just don't know how to do it. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. And networking is really important. I got to tell you, I've grown my business so much because of the people I've met over the years. I mean, such good people, really. I mean, I'm so thankful to have met all these people that I've met. It's just really super cool. So I want to tell you how to kind of do this online. And the first thing I'm going to tell you guys, and by the way, I love your questions. I love your comments. I love your suggestions. Please, please continue to put those in the chat as I talk, because I can jump in there and answer those. And if you're watching this and it's no longer live, that's okay too. There's going to be a comment section below the video. You can put your comments in there. I come back and I answer those. And today, some of you guys, I haven't answered your questions or comments in about 48 hours, but I'm going to get in there today and do that. So keep putting them in there and I'll get in there today and I'll knock all those out. Don't worry about that. The amount of time we spend online, it's almost ridiculous that we don't network a little bit, right? And it can kind of seem like a needle in a haystack, but you're never going to find the needle unless you look through the haystack. So we got to kind of do that. 4 out of 5 people On LinkedIn, if you know LinkedIn, drive business decisions according to reports from Hootsuite. Okay, so if you use LinkedIn, and if you don't, you should, you should, I think it's a good thing to do. Number one thing you want to do on LinkedIn is establish your digital presence. All right, you want to do that by building out your profile. Make your profile as extensive as you possibly can. Buzzwords and statistics and stuff like that do tend to stand out a little bit more. Make sure you add a personal picture. Some people don't put a picture on there. You gotta have a picture. How does it make you feel when you see somebody friends you on Facebook or ask you questions and you go to the profile and there's no picture of them? It's just weird, right? You're like, are they hiding? I mean, what are they doing? There's something strange about that. But when you put a picture in LinkedIn, you can get 21 times more profile views and 9 times more connection requests according to LinkedIn's reporting. So have a picture. You got to do that. Let me get a little sip here. What do we got today? Oh, we got this one today. That's what we got today. That's what days you should work, right? Number 2, find people to connect with by joining LinkedIn groups. There's a lot of different groups in there. If you join some of these groups, if you're looking for a job or related post or corporate recruiters, whatever, and some people do use LinkedIn for finding jobs. That's probably why I'm not on LinkedIn a whole lot, but some people do that. Did you ever network at the annual system seminar in Chicago? No, I don't know that one, James. That's not familiar to me. But feel free to tell me what it is. I'll check it out. You want to also engage by posting content and talking to industry influencers. Out of the 500, listen to this, 500 million LinkedIn users, only 3 million share content. Is that crazy? There's 500 million people on there, and 300 million are the only ones that are doing anything. Okay, so that's such a small percentage of them because most people just don't do anything. So forming your opinions and discussing relevant topics will position you as a voice in the industry because so many people don't do it. So if you just do that, you're going to be in good shape. And number 4, repeat. Okay, until you amass a strong following, optimize your profile. Keep doing that. Connect with different people. Continue to produce relevant content. You'll find that people take interest in those who are active on there. Okay, now Meetup, which is a networking platform, and I've used it. Matter of fact, one of my courses, which is Webcash Academy, was all my meetups. But that's another great way to do things, and that's going to be coming back soon. And I know for past year because of the illness, I can't say what it is, that's kind of died down, but that's coming back. People are going to get back together again. They're going to start seeing each other again. So my number 2 thing is take advantage of social media. Okay, take advantage of social media. So important that you do that, guys. And I'm not a social media person. I'm going to tell you that right up front. I'm not. I'm not into showing off my jewelry and houses and cars and all that crap. However, social media is important. And if you use it and you post on it, like this is social media. I mean, YouTube is social media. It's got some unique advantages that allows you to network, okay, over some other things you can do. You can connect with audiences. You can drive attention to your work. You can enhance your personal brand. There's a whole lot of things you can do on social media. And there's a lot of them out there. There's Instagram. Instagram is really more than a photo sharing app. Instagram is really a good way to connect with business to consumer companies and brands. Now, I know DMs are infamous for flirtation comments. However, you can leverage them for networking too. You can start by following a brand's page. You can get a sense of what they post. You can do the same thing yourself. Observe what you think could be improved on their page and drop them a note. Tell them, right up front, hey, you should do this, you should do that. People appreciate those suggestions. A lot of you guys give me suggestions in this chat here, and I really like it. I mean, you guys tell me stuff that you want to hear, you want to see, you share ideas with me. James just shared something with me. I know Paul shared a ton of things with me. I appreciate that stuff. It lets me know that you're participating, and it lets me know that, you got some ideas, and it helps me. I've gotten a lot of good ideas from you guys. Matter of fact, Paul, I told Jessica about your idea on the pet video, and she's probably going to do it. So that was a great idea. And why don't you, and I didn't say what it was, why don't you remind everybody, Paul, in that chat section, which you thought would be a good video for pets. That would be awesome if you would put that in there. Stick that in. If you remember. Do you remember, Paul? You gave me a good idea for a pet video. Next thing is Facebook, of course. One of the original social media platforms. Let's see here. James says, I got to find another way to network because I ain't into all that social my jazz. Well, I know, but you know what? A little bit of it's not going to hurt. Hey, we're networking right now, James, right? Me and you talk all the time. Let's see here. Right now on Facebook, 2.7 billion monthly active users on Facebook as of June of 2020. That's the most recent I can find. Weight loss for pets. You're right, Paul. You are right. And you know what? We're doing that with our dog, Kim. We've been feeding her too many snacks, and we're cutting that out. And you know something else she's doing, Paul? Is she's making homemade raw food diets for her cats. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see her doing that. She's going to be doing some videos on that. Now, Facebook also has a live feature. I will say it doesn't get as much interaction as YouTube does because of the business model. The business model of Facebook is to run ads, make money. And if they share your live stuff or your post, they don't make as much money. So unfortunately, that doesn't work as well. Twitter's really good. It's ideal for instant connections. It gives you the chance to send out tweets and get immediate engagement. Another great feature is Twitter Threads. If you don't know about Twitter Threads, they allow you to connect one tweet with another to string together a narrative. Let's say, for example, you want to discuss the upcoming elections or something along those lines, which who in the heck would want to do that? And your initial tweet goes over 280 character limit. Simply break up your commentary into a Twitter thread. You can do that. So that way you can say more and more and more and, you know, not overshoot how many characters they give you. Next one, number 3, attend virtual network events. Okay, virtual events are here to stay. Okay, it kind of opened the Pandora's box during the illness, and people started doing them. But man, it's just coming. It's coming like just full force now. So many people are doing them. Web conferencing is projected to account for 80% of all internet traffic. Web conferencing, guys. That's craziness, right? So you need to get used to doing these things virtually. James, you got to do these things. It's important. See, James says, we ain't networking. We're like old buddies sharing experiences sitting around the Cracker Barrel. Yeah, you're right. You're kind of right about that. I'm not much of that, you know, networking. Hey, you do this for me, I'll do that for you. But it's a great way to meet people. I really like that. So what does this mean to you? Attending virtual network events where you're likely to be using Zoom or, you know, Skype or something like that, are really going to be on the uprise. You'll want to come across as a professional, which I don't know if I do or not. You know, I was kidding with my wife last night because we were talking about these people who get all dolled up and they do their makeup and their hair and they have this jewelry and they're all fancy and they're making a recipe in the kitchen. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I put on a T-shirt and I talk in my office. Is that okay? Because that's what I do. You know, I don't get into all that. I think I like the realism of it, and I know some people like the flashiness. You know, more power to them. So a couple things you need to do is enable computer video and audio on your computer. Dress like the image you want to come across. Now, when I do my regular videos during the week and I record them, I will put a dress shirt on. That's the only time I wear a dress shirt, and many times I have shorts on underneath that. You just don't see that because you only see me from here on up. Position your computer near natural lighting if you don't have, you know, lighting in your office. Try to get your computer at eye level or above. Now mine is probably about 2 or 3 inches above, and that gives you a better angle. If you put it down on the desk and you're looking down at it, it's not good. It's not good, guys. Don't do that. Make sure your background is clean and not distracting. You know, we've got this backdrop here so it looks nice and pretty, but you know, don't put a bunch of junk behind you. I see that sometimes. Always do test meetings before you do the real one. Every morning, you know, when I do these lives, I turn on the camera and I stream everything for a second to make sure everything's working. That way I don't have a problem. James says, wear a chef hat and don't forget the apron. You know, I probably will do some kind of apron because I'm a little sloppy about that. That doesn't bother me in the least. A chef hat, nah, ain't happening. That's not happening. On top of looking the part, you want to speak the part, okay? So you want to communicate in a professional way, and don't try to talk above people's heads. I hate that sometimes when somebody comes across like they're all knowing and they know everything. I don't know everything. I know some things. Some of those things have worked for me, and I share them with you guys. That's all I know. What's your favorite webinar platform? I've tried a lot of them. If I'm just going to communicate with people one-on-one, Paul, I like Skype. I like Skype a lot, and I use it a lot because I have employees in India, Pakistan, Mexico, Philippines, so I need to talk to them, and I like Skype for that reason. However, if I'm actually going to do a webinar, I use Webinar Jam or EverWebinar. Those are the two that I use, and I know there's a lot of good ones out there. Those are just the ones I use. I know my wife likes Zoom, and it's really a personal preference thing. So what else can we do when we're on here? There are several things you can do to engage people during a live event if you're going to do live events. First off, engage them within the first 60 seconds, okay? Have some energy, guys. And if they don't know who you are and they don't know your background, do a brief introduction of yourself early on so they know who you are and why you have a right to even talk to them. You've got to respect people's time. I mean, like, I respect y'all's time. If I just show up here and go, what questions do you have for me? And I don't have anything prepared for you, it's not right. It's just not right, because you guys have taken some time to show up, and yeah, I like getting your questions and answers, but I also better have something to give you a value, or else what's the point in you showing up, right? So I have to do that. Don't hide in a large group, guys. I see this happen a lot on Clubhouse, where people will go to these groups and there's 200 people talking on Clubhouse in this one group. I don't get it. I've tried Clubhouse. I'm not into it. I think it's a big waste of time, but some people like it. Try to get involved by asking questions. Make relevant comments. Actually be somebody who stands out, like Paul and James. You guys always do that. And that's why you probably get more out of stuff. That's why you're going to learn more, because you're involved. You're not just sitting back listening. That doesn't make you part of it. Keep it at a high level if you can. Dive deep into subjects. Avoid long monologues about you talking about all this crap. Actually give people information. Let's see, what's the other one I want to tell you? Instead of wasting a lot of your time, actually have things planned out. Have an agenda. Even if you're going into somebody else's seminar, make sure you have some questions that you want to ask them. Number 4, tap into your online network. Okay, so we all have a little bit of an online network. We all have some people we talk to. What's Paul saying here? Do you think a lead-in like music or commercial type intro is worth doing? I used to think that, and I got rid of all those, Paul. It's like, what's the point? Is it to make me look like I'm a big shot or something, by having a music and a bunch of pictures of me running around and talking? I got rid of them. I don't have any lead-ins now. I don't have any bumpers anymore. I know that was a big thing before, and I just don't do it. As a matter of fact, we're testing out a new thing, Paul, on my thumbnails for YouTube. I'm not putting any words on them. Nothing. I'll put a picture, maybe something related to it, but no words whatsoever. Now, I don't know if that's going to work or not, but I know fewer words worked better than more words, because it was bigger and people could read it. So I'm going to try it with no words, see what it does. So whether you're asking for a job referral or a letter of recommendation or whatever you're trying to do online, you don't want to burn any bridges. You want to be kind to everybody, and I try to be kind to everybody. Even people who leave me nasty comments, they'll say like, I had this one guy one time, he says, "You sound like a used car salesman," which was funny because I was in the car business and I was a used car manager, and I'm like, oh, well, you must be right. I'm so sorry about that. So I don't get mad at them. I don't argue with them. I'll say, hey, thanks for your input. I really appreciate your input. I'll certainly take a look at that. And if they're really super rude and they're just trying to get under my skin, I just block them, but I don't get into any back and forth with anybody. It's a waste of my time. So I don't do that. But that connection that you make online with all your friends and family and business associates, you can parlay that. Okay. And then the last one, which is number 5, is don't quit. And I want to give you an example of that in just a second. Paul says, I like how you use bullet points for leading the conversation and make sure you're hitting points. Yeah, I try to do that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. This last one is really important because I had a friend, and she would come to my meetup groups. Gosh, this is going back, I hate to say it, 6 years ago. And she wanted to be, making money online. And she I guess, branded herself as this all-knowing coach. And she had the hair and the makeup and the fancy backdrops, and I met her one day, and we were at a Starbucks, and this is in probably 2016, 17, And she says, I just want to be an online coach, and I want to charge $2,000 a month, and I just need like 10 people. That'll give me 20 grand a month. And I was like, well, what are you going to coach? She goes, well, I'm going to coach people how to make money online. I said, but you've never made money online. You've never done that. You haven't done that yourself. How are you going to coach them? And she's like, well, I know what to do. I just want to coach other people how to do it. And at the time I looked at her and I thought, well, this is the scammiest thing I've ever seen in my life. So yesterday I was looking through profiles and I happened to come across hers, and I happened to come across her personal one and her coach one, if you want to call it that. And then I started looking further, and I looked her up on YouTube, and it was interesting. I gotta say, it's interesting. She's still posting all these fancy pictures of herself. She may get 1 or 2 likes. Occasionally there'll be a comment, but usually no comments whatsoever. I went to her YouTube channel, and she had that all fancy with a bunch of pictures, and she's this 7-figure coach and all this stuff. And I looked at the videos that she had done, and they were all fancy and they had beautiful thumbnails and all that, but she hadn't done a video in over a year. She had 123 subscribers to her channel. So I don't know. I think it's a combination of things. I think it's a work ethic thing that she didn't continue doing videos, but it's got to be tough to do a video on how to make money online when you haven't done it. So the one thing I would tell you, and so what I'm saying for number 5 is you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work, guys. There's I say this pretty much every time I go live, that this is not easy. This is hard. And I was telling my wife about her last night, and she says, you know what? It's hard to make money online. It really is. And she makes money online too, and so do I. And we both know it's hard work. Okay, this is where I lose everybody. Everybody's like, oh, well, don't tell me that. Don't tell me I gotta work, or don't tell me I gotta work nights. Oh, no, not the weekends. That's when I got my shows I watch. Not on the weekends. That's when I go golfing. That's when I go play basketball. That's when I go watch movies. You can't tell me I gotta work then. Well, I'm here to tell you gotta work then. You do. And that's where I lose a lot of people. They're like, JR, don't tell me that. That sounds too difficult. But that's what she didn't do, is she didn't work, and she didn't learn to make money online. She didn't do these things. And being an online coach is just BS if you don't do it. I personally don't understand why people want to be online coaches, and I don't understand it because you make so much less money. I mean, even if I were to charge somebody $2,000 a month, and I had 10 people, that's $20,000. That's way less than what I sell online. I mean, that's a fraction of what I sell online. So why do I want to, and the thing about coaching is I'm teaching other people how to make money online one-on-one. Now, I don't mind doing courses because I can sell millions of courses, but one-on-one, if I'm coaching somebody, why would I want to help them grow a business when I could just be growing my own business? I can make more than $2,000 a month helping myself grow my own business. So this online coaching guru thing, I don't get it. I don't get why anybody wants to do it. And I did it some, and I was charging some serious money. I was charging $2,000 an hour. And I still didn't think it was worth my time. So I don't quite get it. Let me look here. Let's see. I'm going to read through some of these comments here. Are you trying to create curiosity with your thumbnails? Yeah, I guess so. I'm just trying to do something different, James. It's like I tell everybody to test, so I'm going to test. That's what I'm going to do. I'm testing that out. So I'm just trying to do, and I don't do the thumbnails. So don't get me wrong. I'm not a graphic artist. I can't do that. I'm lousy at it. But I have a great graphic artist, and he does it. And I want to see what he can come up with, and I want to see what that does to my click-through ratio. I know my click-through ratio is over 5% now, which is pretty good because it needs to be like 2 to 4%, something like that. But I want to see if it improves it. It may not. It may go down. Paul says, it was great to meet you in person after following you online for a while. Yeah, it's great to meet everybody. I mean, we're all out here just trying to make a living. I mean, that's all it really is. Paul says, far too many fake gurus out there. Love the engagement here with this tribe here. Thank you so much, Paul. That's so kind. But it's not me, it's you guys. Really, all I do is facilitate. You guys are driving it with these awesome comments and questions and suggestions. I mean, you're it. I mean, it's like I can't have a YouTube channel without the almost 5,000 people that have subscribed so far. I can't, without the people who put comments on my videos, without the people who watch my videos, I got nothing. I got nothing. I really do. There's an old adage, people who can't do teach. Yeah, I've heard that, but I don't want to say that entirely because I'm teaching right now. But yeah, just to do that, I don't know. I don't. The online coaching guru thing, I'm not quite sure about that. It's just maybe not my thing. So today, guys, if you don't know, on Fridays we go to lunch, and we're going to go to a new lunch place today, and I think it's going to be pretty good. I've saved it on my computer here. And if you guys are interested, follow me on Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook, you will see where I'm going. I'm going to post some pictures. And if you guys got any other questions now, feel free to do so. Put those questions in that chat section there. I'd love to get your questions. I'd love to answer anything you got. I only got a couple more minutes here, and I got to get out of here. What time is it? 9:25. 9:25. You know, I've been going live here. I think it's for like 3 months. You guys can correct me on that. But 3 months every single day of the week, except for Sundays. And what is that? That's just work. Nothing more than that. Just work. I was looking to see if I have my light on. It looks dark in my computer here for some reason. I don't know why it looks so dark. Does it look dark to you guys? I don't know. I just noticed that. Looks okay down here on the iPad, but on my software up here, it looks dark for some reason. It's probably just me. Anyhow, I have to bounce, but we'll see everyone tomorrow. Have a blessed weekend, gang. Hope house is coming along. It is, Paul. Thank you so much. And guys, I really love having you guys here. I really love talking to you. I will be live tomorrow, but it's going to be at 10 a.m. If you're on my email list, which you should be, then you're going to get an email about that yesterday, today, tomorrow morning, and tomorrow right before the actual live. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. Give me a thumbs up if you like this, if you got something out of this. Put in that chat section if you like what you heard. If you got something out of it, put that in there. I'd love to see your comments. Don't forget, ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications so you're notified every time I go live, every time I upload a new video. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Love each and every one of you, and I appreciate you. Have a fabulous weekend. Try to get a little bit of work done. It'll make you feel better, I promise. Physical work, right? Do a little exercise. Business work, do a little business work. And man, it's just nothing gonna but improve you if you do these things. So please do it. You guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you real soon.